Hey guys, it's surprisingly Brooke. So, God, it's been a while. So, with some of the videos I came out with earlier this year, or yes, this year, last year, whatever, I'll have to check it later. I know I talked a lot about like what I want to do in my future and like inspirations and stuff like that. And like I said again, I still like doing YouTube videos. I mean, I'm doing this now, but it's very hard to keep up with this, especially because I don't have a lot of good recording equipment, like I've said before, and there were a lot of things I had to deal with. Um, and I'll be real with you. Um, I kind of regret not being able to do this more because it's something that, again, I really enjoy. But there were some things I had to take care of. Um, so I'll explain. Item number one relationships. So before you think, oh, is it a boyfriend? Question mark. No, no, I'm still single. Tears. um, I had some issues with some of my best friends, not with me. I'm still friends with them, but they were having some dating issues and friend issues, and it was kind of chaotic for a while there, but it was really nice to get it all to kind of like wrap up and having being there to help my friends when I needed them. So that was one thing that kind of took up my time. Um, Another thing, sorry, my computer's fighting me. Another thing, there was a lot of family stuff going on. Nothing too chaotic, but my sister moved to Redmond with her husband, and her baby, and they have a dog. They actually just got two more dogs. Well, they got one for my brother-in-law, but his best friend is also living with them, so his best friend also got a dog. So there's three dogs, a baby, and three humans living in this tiny house. So I'm like worried about them. There were a lot of relatives visiting. There's some crazy stuff going on with one of my relatives. I won't go into it. But there was kind of a lot of stuff that was kind of just, I had to deal with family wise and relationship wise, and that was kind of putting me down a while. The other thing is actually kind of nice. My second thing, I was in a band. I don't know if I've talked about this before. I was in I have this friend. He's a really great guy. He's dating one of my best friends right now, actually. But him and his friend put together this kind of a band thing. His friend is actually in another band that actually has like a CD out and stuff like that. They're called Good Friday. They're really cool. I love them. But this kid and his friend, they held auditions to have people sing for them to perform Hotel California by the Eagles for our school talent show. I auditioned. I got in. I was very happy. I even got to add in my own harmonies and backup, and I had a lot of cool ideas. And me and this other kid that sang, we figured out who was singing what part when I was singing harmonies and he was singing melody, when I was singing solo and when he was singing solo. Plus, a couple of our other friends added on playing more instruments, and it was a lot of fun. We actually won first place. It was awesome. It was a small cash prize, and we split it, even though I felt like the two main guys deserved it. It was a lot of fun, and and it was a great opportunity for me. I would totally love to be in a band, man. It was so much fun, like working together and just getting. It was so much fun. The second thing that, or to go along with that, there was some other music related things. Um, as you know, this year I was in two choirs, an all women's choir, Cantilena, and then a concert choir for my high school. There was a lot of kind of drama going on. Our teacher got pregnant with a baby and had to go on leave. Um, and so we had this lovely sub. She's Miss Davenport. I love you. She was really great. And we had to deal with a lot of disrespect towards her. A lot of kids were very disrespectful because she wasn't, our teacher that we had spent so many years with, especially some of the underclassmen that were very upset. And the seniors were upset because, it's our last year and we want to spend it with our teacher we've been with for 4 years, but then we have a sub. But the sub was doing an amazing job, and she was so sweet, and we all had so much respect for her in the end, and it was a really good experience. Um, Again, to go along music related, because I was in two choirs, I had a lot of songs to memorize. And I also joined a piano keyboarding class, which is again a funny story. My me and my little sister actually had that class together. We had a lot of fun in it. I actually got to write a couple of. I wrote my own piano piece for the ending. Something I kind of created by myself. Maybe I'll show it to you at some point. It was a lot of fun. And again, to go along with music, I our last concert of the year. I've talked about it before in another video I did with one of my best friends. Is called Mayfest, where we get in small groups and we perform songs. So this year I actually wanted to go all out. So instead of, just making groups with my friends, I mean, they were my friends, but I decided I wanted to be very successful at this because it was something that I was only successful when I picked like one person to do it. Like that best friend I sang with, we were very successful with the song that we showed you, and we were successful with some other songs because it was always just us two. And I wanted to challenge myself, and I want to practice being more of a leader and taking more initiative because I am a very shy, I don't want to take charge, I don't want to hurt people's feelings person. So we, so in one choir, we chose two songs to sing. And we ended up, out of those two songs, choosing one song, Closing Time by Semisonic. It was a lot of fun. I got to kind of arrange it. I'd show you the pieces of paper, but I have to find them. But I would print out lyric sheets. I printed out a lyric sheet for me, and I wrote all these notes in the margins and all over it and stuff like that. And I gave copies of blank lyric sheets to them, to my group mates. And it was so funny because when we had our first meeting, when I handed out their papers, they all took one glance at my paper and went, "We're doing all that?" And I'm like, "Oh no, don't worry. Most of this is just notes to myself on how to arrange the piece and what harmonies to do and stuff like that." So it was kind of a cool opportunity for me because I actually felt like I was being a good leader, and they all listened to me very well. And we actually were prepared for the auditions. That song didn't get in. I had another group in the concert choir, which is the men and women's choir. We were we sang one of my favorite songs, Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. And again, I arranged it and wrote all these notes and stuff like that. I had men and women. It was a very, very big group. One of my friends, the one who was in that band that I talked about, he plays the guitar. And so the one who's dating one of my best friends, he took up learning to play the guitar for that song, and I had to find the right. Actually, I changed the key, so I had to give him the right key and figure out, which I've never done that. I can change like the key of a song in my head to lower or higher to fit my voice or other people's voices, but I don't know what the exact key is. Like, it's weird that way. I'm weird that way. I can find harmonies, but I can't tell you what the notes I'm singing are. I just know that it's a good harmony for the song that I'm singing it with. Legs. But it was that was a lot of fun. That actually did get into our concert, and we were very happy with the outcome, and we had a little comedy thing in there. It was really good. And the other thing that I had to do musically, we have every year we have the senior showcase. So seniors are allowed to pick a song or an act or a talent that they can kind of show off, and it's just for seniors. And most of the time it's for a choir, it's usually singing a song. So I chose a song that it's my favorite song. Surprisingly, it's not by one of my favorite bands, being the Eagles, BTS, and Fall Out Boy. I mean, that list could probably go on forever, but those are kind of my top three. Three, that's numbers. And with this song, it's a song that I kind of feel in my heart, and it was really great to sing it. And I sang it a cappella because I didn't want to use a voice recording, and I can't play instruments that well, which is probably not a good thing. But it was a lot of fun. It was really cool. And my dad was in the audience, and it's a song that he grew up listening to, and he told me afterwards that and my dad is an old, he used to be kind of a musician, choir kid, theater kid in high school and stuff like that. So he knows about music and stuff like that. And when I was done singing, he said, you sang it exactly how the musician sang it, which is a compliment because a lot of people, when they sing songs, they change it to their own way, which is totally fine. But sometimes it's frustrating for people who are fans of that song, who appreciate the way it was, for to watch other people change the song. And I sing it exactly the way the singer had sang it, and with the voice inflections and everything. Sometimes when I sing songs by other people, I sing with like an accent. So the song was "Wouldn't It Be Good" by Nick Kershaw. The music video is kind of funny, but that song has a lot of meaning to me, and how I used to be very pessimistic about my life growing up, and I would always think, oh, people always have it better than me. If you listen to the lyrics of the song, it makes sense. So that was that was the second thing, all of my music stuff going on. The third thing is something I'm very proud of. Are you ready? Da-da! Da-da! Ta-da! Yeah, sorry. I'm really excited. I'm a nerd. I'm sorry. Yeah, so I graduated. I got my high school diploma. I'm old. I'm not even an adult yet. I'm like less than a month away from being an adult, but I'm still excited. Yeah, so I graduated high school. I know, again, there's been a lot going on, so that was just such a hot mess. It was so much fun. So let me tell you, don't, and this is a given. Don't wear high heel shoes at graduation. Don't. It was so funny because, like, sitting down. Okay, let me tell you about my emotions. Sitting down, watching graduation, which I had watched graduations for the past 3 years. First year, my oldest sister graduated. Next year, my other sister graduated, and the next year, I was in my concert choir, which sings at graduation. I would be full of emotions just watching the people. Even that my junior year, I was so full of emotions. I cried because it was some of my seniors, that were in choir leaving, some of my friends, and I was emotional, and I felt so nervous about it. But being a senior this year, call it senioritis, call it whatever you want. I did not feel stressed out about graduating. I got stressed out about doing my senior project, which was actually about me becoming a music producer and my songs and my small groups and stuff like that, which I actually passed with flying colors. Like the guy there, one of the guys on my panel told me that my project should be an example for how a senior project should be, and I was like, thank you. It was a lot of fun. Oh, my little sister's friend, his mom was also on my panel. So at the end, she was like, "Are you so and so sister?" And I was like, "Yes. How do you know that?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm this person's mom." And I was like, "Nice to meet you." It was great. It was totally not awkward. But again, I was not nervous for graduation. The only thing I was nervous about was falling. So I cut my hair. I talked about it in another video where I cut my hair kind of here. I kind of cut it again. It's in a bun right now, that I did. But I kind of cut it shorter because I wanted to have shorter hair because my hair is so, like my little mane of baby hairs right here. So ticklish makes me itch, and I have a little bit of eczema, so it makes it worse. But why was I talking about my hair? Oh yeah. So I was worried that people wouldn't like my hair, but I was worried the most about my shoes because my little sister, that was loud. My little sister had borrowed my oldest sister's shoes for playing in the band at graduation, and I needed those shoes for my dress that I was wearing underneath my my gown or whatever. And so I had new shoes, and I grabbed them last minute, and they matched the dress, so I put them on. I didn't realize I couldn't walk in them very well. I was like, I could not walk far. Like, I kept complaining to my friends. I was like, I'm so stupid. I didn't bring tennis shoes. I didn't bring flats. I brought heels. The number one thing they tell you not to bring to graduation is heels, ladies. Don't bring heels to graduation. And it was so funny because I had to get up out of my seat to walk up and go sing with the choir to sit down. And I'm like, but I'm trying to walk fast without tripping. So I'm like, moving, like shuffling as fast as I can to get up there because I didn't want people to stare at me. But I looked like I had a limp. I looked like I was like drunk or had a limp. So some people were looking at me weird, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot who wore high heels, and I had to walk all the way back too. And I was in the back because my last name starts with a W. So I was in the back and had to walk all the way to the front. Horrifying. But what's even funnier, when we got in line to actually come out on stage, again, I wasn't nervous at all. I just wanted it to be over so I could go home and sleep because I was so tired. And so when we got on stage, I shook the people's hands, my principal and all of them, and I was getting ready to walk down the stairs, and I grabbed the railing so I wouldn't fall. And this guy and this lady at the bottom of the stairs were like, the girl goes, "Don't worry, I got you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you." And she took my hand and helped me walk down the stairs a bit, and then I had to walk down the middle of the aisle and go back to my seat, and all my friends are like giving me hearts, and I'm like, "Oh, love you too." So it was fun, but it was more like irritating, and I wanted to be over, which is interesting because most people feel like so stressed out. Even when I sang with the choir, I didn't feel emotional because all I could think about the whole night was those freaking shoes. Legs cramp. Okay. So, yeah, those are kind of the three things I've been busy with. What I've been kind of doing lately, there's a lot of things I gotta get done. I'm going to enroll in a community college near where I live. I'm going to be staying at home for a couple of years while going to a community college. Portland Community College. PCC. I keep looking down. PCC, And, but my dreams of becoming a music producer is still very, very, very much real. I think after I did my video talking about how BTS and inspirations and all that, I've been watching more of their videos and stuff like that as much as I can. And I've been watching other artists, YouTubers, comedians, all that kind of stuff, and looking into more entertainment business. And I know the entertainment world is a frightening place. And a lot of people that I'm sure I would ask advice from are going to tell me, read your contracts and don't trust anybody and all that jazz. And I get that. But it's not going to deter me from my path. I'm not going to let other people's selfishness and greed scare me away from doing what I want. And people may say, well, you're just being selfish because you want to be famous and blah, 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 blah. But I don't care about being famous. That's not my goal. It's not to be famous. It's to be there for other people and to make myself happy doing so. I don't want to sing songs just because I want to show off my talents. I mean, yeah, of course I like showing when I'm good at something, doesn't everybody? But I like singing for somebody else. Because sometimes some people feel a certain way and they don't know how to express it into words. And sometimes I'm capable of expressing it in song or in poems or in short stories and making them understand that there are people out there that feel like how they feel. And it's a big deal. It's a really big deal, Sorry, I get really emotional and fired up when I talk about wanting to help people because I do. That's part of why I want to be an entertainer, is I want to be there for people. So the responsibilities I'm gonna have to deal with from now on, and again, it's gonna affect me doing YouTube. Even though, again, YouTube is not. Sadly, it's not my top priority right now because I do have a lot of things. I'm still young. I gotta get ready for life, I'm working towards getting a job. I'm looking for something simple, really cool. But I'm looking for getting a job, getting ready to go to PCC college, just trying to kind of get my life together, because I'm excited for my future, but I'm also terrified of it. Even getting my driver's license. I don't even have a driver's license yet, which again, I'm working towards. Sorry if this video is kind of a little boring, just me kind of updating my life to you, but I feel like the best way to understand someone's actions is to know what they deal with. And I'm not saying all this to complain to you or try to make excuses, because like I've said before, as much as I like doing YouTube is not going to be my top priority right now. As much as I wish it could be. If I did get paid doing YouTube, if I were more successful at it and in the future, it would be great. But right now, it's not my top priority because of everything else going on in my life. Um, whew. So I want to talk briefly about the storyteller videos that I do. I like to sing my songs for you, and I like to show you things that I've written. I would like to show you poems, and I'd like to show you my talents. But again, I don't want this to be me showing off. I want this to be me entertaining you. So in the comments below, if there's anything you want me to talk about, or if you want to hear me sing or read something to you, they're so loud, then I would appreciate if you would just put it down in the comments below, because there's a lot of things that I would love to talk about, but I'm doing this for you guys, not for me. So, yeah, this has been Surprisingly Brooke. If you look, this has been Surprisingly Brooke. If there's anything you want me to talk about or any videos you want me to do, please let me know in the comments below. You can like if you want, you can follow if you want. I don't mind. It's your decision. You can hate comment if you want. You can nice comment if you want. That would be pretty cool. You can follow me on social media. It's funny that I say that because I don't use social media most of the time anyway. But yeah, so if there's anything you guys want, just let me know. I'll be glad to do it. All right, this has been Surprisingly Brooke. Bye.